and welcome to Got Clutter, Get Organized, the conversation. And you know how excited I get because I've got a fellow organizer, Christine Fackler, and she's here and she's going to teach us just how to transition because we're like at the end of August. And I know we don't really want to look at September because that means it's the fall coming, but she's going to teach us how to just transition, let go of some things, and maybe organize some things. So, Christine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I love talking about organizing. Let's do it.
So, before we talk about the organizing, what made you decide to be a professional organizer?
Ooh, it's a really fun story, and I always love reflecting back about how it came to be. Ultimately, to get straight to the point, I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to make up the rules. Grew up in Catholic school, having a uniform. I want to wear what I want, make my own shirts, right? So, so it was a natural knack I've always had being organized, just maximizing life, simplifying life, and people recognize that within me. Sometimes when you have a natural ability, you don't really recognize that. So throughout all my different jobs, various jobs, babysitting, house sitting, you name it, organizing was always that fun, common theme where people would say, "Can you do more of that? Can you teach me that?" So losing my job around 25 years old and my no career. I had a great job with a nonprofit, lost funding. And my mom said, "Why don't you move back home?" I said, "Well, I thought about I joined the military. That was like my backup plan." She's like, "Why don't you come home first?" Move home. And I'm like, what do I love? Five things: nature, children, health and fitness, computers, and organizing. And out of all those five things, organizing was the only thing I didn't have to go to school for, get a certification. I could dive right into it. I went up to my computer, Googled how to start a business, free business cards, a business name, and just started calling everybody I knew. And since then, that's what I've been doing for 15 years.
And that is awesome, and congratulations. And I enjoy watching you on Instagram.
Thank you.
So, Christine, as we transition from summer into fall, which is another season, and back to school and everything, what are some things that we possibly hold on to that we really need to let go?
Yeah, the categories, depending on what kind of lifestyle you have. If you've got the kids, it's back to school. So we're honing in, whether you're a teacher or a parent, the lunches, the homework, just the clothes and the routine, focusing on what you need to get that started, get the kids back into that routine after summer. If you don't have kids, it might be more house duties. I feel like fall is kind of the spring cleaning for the winter. It's like you're about to nest for the winter. If you're in a cold climate, ultimately, right? We all have different climates, but the gardening stuff you did or did not use, the summer clothes, because if it's still fresh in your mind and you've gone through a whole season of summer clothes, you can look through now and say, "Oh, I didn't, did or did not wear this," and you could purge through some gardening things, clothes, and house prep, the oil, make sure that oil tank, if you have oil heat, prepared for the winter.
And those are some good suggestions too. And you're right about the clothes. It's like we go into the closet, we look at the outfit, the piece, and we're like, I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to wear it. And at the end of the season, in the summer, it's like, I haven't really worn it. So that's a great tip on just how to like really let go, and also doing some prep too in regards to the oil as well. So that's really good. So I know you have a special method that you teach people just really how to get them organized. Do you want to share that, Christine?
Thank you. Yes, yes, I sure would. So for the whole 15 years of business, I have a four-step process. Every other organizer, we all have a different process, but it's a name for the process, but it's all the same, underlying the foundation of organizing. And for me, it's four steps: purge, sort, contain, and maintain, and just a touch on each one. Purge is removing what does not belong in that space so that you can organize the stuff that does belong in that space, right? And while you're purging and you're getting rid of stuff, then number two, you're sorting. I like to say purge sorting sometimes because you're doing it kind of at once, and everybody's different, depends on the space, on what order you do it in. Sorting is sorting by like items. Something that I've developed, original concept that has been really popular on my social media, is personifying an item. So if you have an item, think about it as a person and decide who it should live with. it's cousins, it's coworkers, or it's family. And family being the same thing, cousins being similar, but not exactly the same function, and coworkers is where it lives or who it works with. And then
Mm,
number three is to organize or to contain, rather, deciding where it lives. Is it a shelf? Is it a drawer? Is it a bin? Depending on the quantity and how often you use it. And then maintain is really important. I think people forget that. And that is to analyze and make sure, how did it get that way? How can I change a habit to keep it that way? How can I define it so that when I look at that space and that category, I see, oh, it's starting to overflow its defined area. Maybe I need to purge, or maybe I need to give it a little bit more space. So that's in my book, How to Organize Everything, and it just break that down, the foundation. And once you understand that process, you can organize anything.
And I love the way you just started with the purge because I think
Mm.
sometimes people, and I'm sure you've seen it, they see all the stuff and then they're like, their eyes are starting to light up and they're ready to go and get all the containers without getting rid of the stuff. So I'm glad you
That's
started with
right.
the purge. And I
Hmm.
love how you said putting like things together because a lot of times you'll have it over here, over there. And if you put everything together, you'll know how much you have. And then that last one is that's the key because once you do get everything organized, you really do have to maintain it. So those are some wonderful tips. And again, you said your book, you have your book, that's right. I want to make sure we get that out there too, Christine.
Thank you. Yes.
So
Yeah. Good.
and also how do and all that you do because you're working with clients and of course you got family, your friends, your personal life,
Mm.
and of course the kitty that you showed me. So how do you stay organized?
That's something I've actually saying as far as a routine goes day to day. Um, I've always struggled with that actually a little bit. I really lately organize my day around my mental health and my energy. I come from a family of very hard workers, and being productive means you've produced something. So not until the last 5 or so years have I realized the value of balance. I am more productive when I'm balanced and my mental state and my energy is smooth. So something that I have that I created is a daily life balance sheet. And it
Oh,
basically has categories of all the hats that I wear. So that when
okay.
I'm feeling stressed and I'm trying to organize my day, I'm like, okay, well, what are the things that are important to stay balanced? And I'll just read those things. So you've got the responsibilities, you've got the focus work, the business, right? That's the easy thing for me. That's check, 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 no problem. But
Mhm,
when it comes to
mhm.
self care, play, fun, creativity, relaxing, and social. So those are the boxes that I try to check during each day. Now, as far as like the nerd part of organizing, I have a task manager on my computer. It's based on something called Getting Things Done, which is the art of stress-free productivity. It's a book from years ago about by David Allen.
Mhm.
So as far as task management, everything I need to do is either on a post-it note on my desk or in my task manager there. So I always know what I need to do and must do. It's the rest of everything else, to in order to keep a good, balanced, productive day.
And I can truly understand because I think, and this is just something because sometimes when we've been doing something for so long, we have to kind of get out of that routine of constantly doing, and it's like, wait a minute, things are getting done because now I've done it for so many years. I know how to be more effective and efficient in it. So now it's time to look at other areas of my life, and I'm like that right now too. I've got to have my walk. Got to get my walk in every single day, Chrissy, because that for my mental health and well-being. So I
That's so
truly
good.
understand. I truly understand that. And of course, vacation time is coming up for me too. So,
Hey, that's right.
I'm excited about that.
That's
But
right.
Christine, how can people get in contact with you? But also tell them again the name of your book.
Sure. My book is called How to Organize Everything. That's available on Amazon, but I also have a shop called Gumroad. Gumroad is a way for people to create digital products. So either or. It's an ebook and it's print with an audiobook coming up. And my website, you can find pretty much anything and everything through my website. It's iorganizeeverything.com. And my two social media handles on all the platforms are either at iorganize or at iorganizeeverything.
And of course, those of you watching and listening, I will have all of Christine's social media links below so you can connect with her directly, as well as a link to her book. Well, Christine, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be with us today. It's greatly
Thank you.
appreciated.
Thank you. Happy organizing.